Hello everyone. In today's lesson, we are going to help your sister to determine the exact distance in meters by which she should extend on each side of the garden. Now, they are telling us that your sister has a rectangular vegetable garden measuring 30 meters in length and 25 meters in width. To increase vegetable production, she plans to expand the garden by adding an equal distance to the existing length and width. She wants the area of the expanded garden to become 1,400. Now, they want us to determine the length to be added. So that is our unknown. So we are going to say x is equal to the distance to be added. Remember, the existing length is 30 meters. So I'm going to say new length of the garden. This is equal to, I'm going to get a 30, then I add the distance to be added. That is 1. Now, the new width of the garden is going to be, remember the existing is 25, so the new is going to be 25, then plus x. Don't forget that she wants the new area to be 1,400, and her garden is rectangular in nature. Therefore, to get this 1,400, we are going to say 1,400 is equal to the new length then times the new width. Now, when I look onto the right-hand side of the equal signs, I see two brackets containing two terms. And the moment I see that, then it means that I'm going to open up the what? The brackets. So to open up the brackets, I'm going to first pick the first term in the first bracket, that is a 30, then I multiply it with the first term in the second bracket. So the question is, what is 30 times 25? So we need 30 times 25. The result is 750. Are we together? Then we are going to get the same 30. We multiply it with the x. So that is 30x. Now we are going to get the second term in the first bracket, that is x. We multiply it with the first term in the second bracket. So we shall get 25 of x. Then we shall get the last term, then multiplied with the last term. So that is the x what squared. Remember, they want us to get the area as 1,400. Now, when I look on plus x what squared, this is equal to 1,400. Now, when I try to look through my equation, I clearly see that the highest power on our unknown is a 2. And the moment I see that, then that means that this is a quadratic what? Equation. But it is not in the form of a standard quadratic equation. So what are we going to do? We are going to rearrange, starting with the x squared followed by 55 of x then followed by 700 and what? And 50. So I'm going to carry 1400 to the right hand side. So we shall get 0 is equal to x squared, then plus 55 of x, then plus 750 minus 1400. So we shall have 0 equal to x squared plus 55 of x, then minus 750 minus 1400. We shall get the balance as 650, but a negative. So when I reach here, I see that now I have a quadratic what? Equation. Now I'm going to identify the value of A, the value of B, and then the value of C. Now the value of A is 1, which is the coefficient on x squared. And the value of B is 55, which is the coefficient on x. And the value of C is negative 600 and what? And 50. So we are going to use the general quadratic equation to get the value of x. So we are going to substitute. So we shall have x is equal to negative 55, then plus or minus the square root b squared, that is 55 squared, then minus 4 times a times negative 600 and what? And 50, everything divided by 2 times a 1. So we shall have x is equal to negative 55, then plus or minus. Now I'm going to start with something that is under the root, that is 55 squared, then minus 4 times 1 times negative 650. So we shall get square root of 5625, then everything being divided with the what? A 2. So we shall have x is equal to negative 55 plus or minus the square root of 5625 is a 75, everything divided by a 2. Now to get the possible values of x, we are going to say either x is equal to negative 55, I pick the minus sign, then I divide by a 2. So our x value is equal to negative 55 minus 75, then divided by 2, so that is negative 65 in what? In meters. But in real life, we don't have negative meters or negative distance. Maybe a displacement, but we are talking about the what? The distance. So we are going to discard negative 65. So we are going to go to OR. So our x value is equal to and negative 55. Remember, we started by picking a minus, so we are going to pick a what? A plus 75, then everything divided by a 2. So that is negative 55 plus 75, everything divided by 2. We shall get our x as 10 in meters. So that means that our sister should add 10 meters on the length and then 10 meters on the existing width in order to get the area as 1400.